live. I think I'm a touch early, but that's okay. Oh, that's good. And let me just set. There we go. Now I can see myself. Great. So who do we got here? We got Ben, my buddy Ben, my mod. Got Christian Hunter, John Doe, Larry, Electro Omega, of course, Susie. Morgan. Greetings, SoCal. We are live. What's up, Larry? Juan Blanco. Greetings. Torgol wants everyone to know he's one of the cool kids. Now someone is feeling the need to run down because they think I'm not starting until 7. They're like, let me just run down real quick before it starts. Make sure everything sounds okay. I worked hard to try to balance out the voice. What's up, Big Dave? We got Morgan, we got Dennis, we got Gary Davlin. What's up, dude? Double log guitar, Electro Omega. And of course, Joe Hervey, hot shot. What's up, Travis in Texas? Weather up here has been not too bad. It's going to get another hot day, but we had like a bunch of hot days in a row, and now it looks like we're going to be a little, and when I say not hot, I mean like in the 80s instead of the 90s, but, still pretty warm. Is this thing on? What's up, Friedrich in Germany? Thanks for staying up. Guten Morgen. Is volume tad low? Low volume all around? Ben says it's okay. The Bear guitar. Check out this thing. We'll go to Splat Cam. Yeah. Yeah, these are this guy is such an interesting builder. The guitar noise is coming through. Yeah, well, I have the mic up. See, that's the fine line. You would say the voice is too low, but then when I turn it up, yeah. This is a loud guitar. Yeah. You're gonna hear it come through. So to do that, I'd have to back the vocal off a hair. Bring that back down a little bit. Wouldn't hear it as much, but you don't hear me as much either. So this is I'm going to turn this back up a hair because I think people said I had it balanced, and I don't want to screw that up. This is a Chaos, obviously because of the paint job, right? I mean that's the Chaos. Mojo. I think this is what he calls the Mojo, and which is his sort of T style. And I'm going to warn you right now, this guy's guitars, they're not for everybody. It's got a wonderful flame neck on it, though. You know, and he does the whole splat thing, and then of course the back of it is this like cool pick guard, right? I mean that should give you a hint right there. This guy is like an art dude, right? He's really an artist. I would call him like an art guy first, and then like a luthier second. His guitars are going to be a bit rough, and this one definitely is, and you can see it when we look up at it close. You know, I mean, it's not like this, you know, perfect, amazing finish that's, you know, all that. But you know what? The guitar sounds really good. The neck, so funny when I pulled the neck out, I picked it up. It was like super chunky. I was like, oh my God, right? But it had a piece of cardboard to protect. He slid a piece of cardboard between the strings and the frets. Well, as soon as I took that out, I was like, oh, okay, well, that's normal. Never mind. So the, you know, the, what you call it, you know, that's like a, you know, a blade humbucker. And I think this, yeah, that pulls out. And then that's a P90 in the... Go back to this cam. It's actually a pretty damn nice sounding guitar. And, you know, the amount of time, this guy, I've talked with him over Skype a few times, and just a one-man dude who just sort of does everything by hand. I think his most expensive guitar is like $1,500. And I think they might get down to like $700. And he's got all different styles. Like he'll do a bunch of stuff with like metal. He'll do it like all kinds of different stains. He'll do like you know, all this weird stuff. And you know, these aren't for everybody. I tell you that right now. But it's so funny. I had this sitting in the chair, and my wife saw it, and she just noticed it, and she was like, "Oh, when'd you get that guitar?" I'm like, "It just showed up." She goes, "Oh, that one's really interesting, right?" It's just so funny how that works, right? He's like picked right up on it. I go, "Yeah, you think so?" She goes, "A lot more than that white one behind it." I was like, "Oh, damn, shots fired." You know? Because she was like, you know, the white one's sort of like plain. And I was like, yeah, I guess. You know, it's so interesting. You never know. Again, not really all that interested in guitars, but she found the paint job on this like really interesting. And, you know, it caught her eye. Bear guitars. What's up, Steve? What's up, Joel? Mitch, is he going for kind of a relic? Look, dude, he goes for all kinds of crazy stuff. This guy is just like, you know, like all great art projects, they're never finished, they're abandoned, right? And he's just like one of those guys that it's like, if you look at his website, I think I put a link in the description. If you check out his website, you know, he's all over the place. He's got some that are very highly polished, and he was telling me, He just does it because he's into this old technique of French polishing. He puts like 100 to 150 coats on those French polish. It's like, that's a lot of time. He goes, yeah, you know. So he's like one of those guys who's just like way into like certain techniques and certain things. And you know, and it's like this guitar is connected with a combination of he's got it bolted on and it's glued on. It's like that neck's not coming off. You know, I just, you know, I, it's just one of those guitars that I have to say, it was surprisingly appealing. I guess you just see a lot of different guitars, and a lot of them are sort of like a, you know, a testament to their craftsmanship in terms of tolerances, right? Especially like PRS. Like PRS has got like their tolerances down to like crazy minuscule, and this is the complete opposite of that. He gets like a neck blank, and then he does the headstock himself, and then he does all the bodies himself. And this is all wood from like his town, right? Or like his, certainly his like county, right? His like local area. Lecter Maker, is that a keeper? This is a keeper. He said I could keep it. He reached out to me and he goes, check out my website. And I said, yeah. I go, those are some crazy guitars you got on there. He's like, yeah. He goes, I'll send you one if you want to check it out. And I was like, sure. He wanted to build me one. He goes, let me just build you one. And I was like, all right, well, let me take a look. Let me take a look on your site, and let me see like what you have, and you know, and we'll go from there. Like, I'll pick a shape that you make, right, and then we'll make like a custom version of it. But I kept seeing this one, and I have to say, I loved the friggin' top on it. I kept going back to it, saying like, why do I love this? But I did. I really did. I kept going back to it. And it was like chaos and calm at the same time, right? So you get this like chaotic top, and then there's this like calming like breakup in the middle. And he keeps it simple, and I just said, you know, and I didn't even know it had the flame maple neck until it showed up. He didn't have a picture of the back of it. You know? I didn't know about the giant pick plate either. You know, listen, if you lose your pick on stage, you got one, bro. You are ready. What's up, Sailor Mike? Jeff says, I think it's a very cool guitar. It's a keeper. Yeah, you know, it's so... Here's the thing about this dude, okay? No one else will have your guitar. Nobody. And in that sense, it's almost, I think, sometimes the appeal of the relic, because they're never relicked exactly the same way, unless it's like the Michael Landau or something, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, unless it's one that they're specifically trying to copy, that the marks that are on a very, you know, iconic guitar. Other than that, for the most part, the relics are random. And so, in a very real way, when you buy one, you get a unique instrument. There's not another one like it. And I guess that's sort of the appeal of this guy, right? That even if you get, you know, a custom color on Fender from the mod shop, it's still one of the palette of colors that's their standard color. And, you know, you go to something like this in the custom shop, and it's going to cost you $5,000. So, these aren't EMGs. These are called Ghost pickups, which he was a fan of. Ghost. Ghost. And, with the coil cut pulled. That's the P90. That's my standard sound. That's my standard sound. The one that's next to it that I use a lot is this. Yeah, there you go. And where's another one I don't normally use? Yeah, this one, buttery lead. It's a very light guitar. You can tell it's on the brighter side. You know what I'm saying? Oh, super chat. Who's super chat? Steve Franklin. Oh, thanks, man. Sorry, bro. I just got back. When I change the patches, I lose the internet. It jumps to behind it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, there you go. But the dude is like super nice, you know. If you buy a guitar from him, he's gonna want to like Skype with you and like, you know, be like, sure. He was so nervous about sending me this guitar. He's like, I hope you like it. I was so worried, you know. I'm like, dude, it's pretty damn awesome, you know. Not bad. Not bad there, hot shot. Yeah, the body isn't super thick. Not super thin either, but, you know, certainly like my Ibanez Saber's like much thinner. But yeah, it's they're art. This dude's an art guitar dude. Okay, they're all like one of a kind, like art guitars, and they're rough. Just know that they're they're going to be like rough in spots. These are not pristine finished instruments, but these you know what they are, quite frankly, and you can just see it is countless hours of like heart and soul. I mean, the guy's just into it. He seems to put, by my calculation, he's making about $10 an hour. I mean, he was telling me about like his painting process, and the thing smells like paint. You know, the thing totally smells like paint and like varnish. You know. Uh, you know what? The neck is pretty damn good. Neck's like a straight up, Fender C. The neck's great. It's really comfy. Straight up round. Not too wide. It's great. And don't forget the jumbo pick. That's important. Now, the dude is just like a big, lovable teddy bear. I've Skyped with him a few times. He's just like such a great dude. He's into it. The dude is into it. That's a good shot of the finish right there. There's a good shot there, hot shot. See, the art is what begets the art. And when the art is art, that's what makes it art. Everyone knows art. All right, I like my other patch. I'm going back there, Patchy. Patchy McPatch Patch. Here we go. We're going back to Old Faithful, the one I like. Oh, maybe I did like that. You know what? Maybe. Do I dare say I like the other one? That doesn't sound like the same one. Is that the right one? Oh, no, that's Behave Lead. Believe it or not, this was the one I thought I was going to last time. That sounds good. Yeah, see, I went to Buttery Lead. That's the one I went to. It's the wrong one. I meant to go to this one, Behave Lead. Oh, Behave. The one that's more Marshall-like, I can't see the comments. Hold on. Because THU is in the way. Gotta hit it. I better look at the comments. Sorry, guys. New guitar, it just showed up. It showed up yesterday, late yesterday, but it's been so hot out there, hot shot, and it's so cold in here because I refrigerate my house. That I let it sit in the box overnight. I didn't open it up until this morning. And I was like, dang, brah. All right, who we got? Hey, what's up, Blackjack? Joel? Michael D? What's up, Jack? Collins from Louisiana? Watchman for you? Very complex pickups. Nice. Yeah, they're they're nice. It's different than any other. I can say that it's different than any other guitar I own. I mean, you can't, right? up, Terry? What's up, Daniel? Guitar cam. Back to Git cam. Git cam. He likes to smack him around a little bit before he ships him out. Why, I oughta. What's up, Morgan? Watch party in Daytona. Nice. Watchman says that's a noise-canceling bridge pickup. Yeah, I think so, exactly. It's a humbucker. Let's go to it. It's a humbucker right there, right? A blade. And then this would coil cut it, right? So... Exactly. Steve, what is it? It's a bear. Someone let a bear in the house. See the bear claw? You always look for the bear claw if you want the official bear insignia. This is made by a guy, Wayne, over in England. Good old jolly England. He's out in York Puddinshire or something, way out in the sticks. And he's got a, like some out garage that he just spends his days in there whipping up guitars, Wife, that's interesting. My wife said the same thing. She saw it in the chair and she was like, when'd you get that one? It's like it showed up today. Well, technically it showed up yesterday. It was the one that was on the porch last night that I brought in. What's up, Ken? A Gibson speed knob would look cool. I thought the same thing, Eric. That's so funny you say that, right? You put a Gibson speed knob right there. I agree. I thought the same thing. I'm going to leave it with the artist's intended choice for now. But not only do I have speed knobs, I believe I have a speed knob that goes to 11. Seriously. Had a bear claw for breakfast yesterday. Nice. Yeah, you gotta love the bear claws. Gotta go to Mike's Pastry in the North End. They make a hell of a bear claw. Is that a Gibson LP Custom 1974 behind you right there? No, that is an Epiphone 2020 Les Paul. That's the one new with the ebony. It's got the ebony. That's a 3 off. You're like, wait, that is ebony. That's probably a Gibson. It's not. It's the Epiphone. It's the Epi. Exactly. It's one louder. It was just one note off. Show up close for a bit longer? Yeah, sure. There you go. There she blows. It's got like an etching. I've already got it all dusty just from one day of playing. You can see it's like an etch. It's your standard T style. It's a little tricky to get. I gotta like lean over to try and do this. It's trickier on the back than it is on the front with that cam. That's your close cam. Oop. The finish is, I think, whatever paint he had in the shop, and he just, went to town. It's a chaos finish, I guess, right? Because it's called the Mojo. This is the Mojo shape, and I guess that's the chaos finish. I don't think there's an official name for the finish. I'm gonna call it Steve from Boston Clappa. It's Clappa. It's CAW. PAH Clappa. Clappa top. It's the Duracell Clappa top right there. Coffee shop, Clappa top coffee shop. Does Harley Benton use ghost pickups? Harley Benton uses Rosewill. Rosewill. Not Rosewell. Rosewill. Not to be confused with the computer company. Or Roswell. Right. The computer. I'm confusing it. The computer company is Rosewill. The guitar company, the Harley Benton pickups are Roswell. Because they want to sound American. It's copper. What's the weight? It's light. I didn't put it on a scale yet, but it's not a heavy guitar at all. I think he said it was an alder body. And obviously it's a maple neck. Yeah, Mojo Rising. No, that might get you a lawsuit. Gotta be careful. Oh, thanks, Eric. Eric says you're a lucky man, dude. Thanks, dude. Yeah, the wait's about 2 weeks. I don't think. I don't know what his weight is. I gotta think it's I don't know. He tells me he's he tells me that it seems to me, based on what he tells me about what he does for processes, they take time because he spends time on them. He spends a lot of time. Probably too much time. Yeah, the weight is light. The weight is 2 weeks, exactly. We're confusing weight and weight. What's up? I saw Eric. It's going a little fast right now. I think I saw Eric say hello from Florida. And Guitar Man says, is this a British guitar? It is a British guitar. Yeah, this is the one with the has the one ear. I remember this patch. It's a good patch. Yeah, British guitar. And what else? Steve, happy Saturday, Wicked Guitar. I don't think there's any guitar. You pick up. You basket case. You sure? Oh, thanks, man. Thanks. You know what? I try to play the same on every guitar. Some of them just fight you a little bit more than others. This one's no fight at all. Voice is still a little low, yeah. Can bring that up a little bit. Let me know if that's a bit better. Did the wife get the job? Not yet, but she hasn't been told no, and she's got 2 jobs that are very, very promising. So, you know what? It's just one of those things where it may not even happen until like early September. So it's like you can't freak out about it. You just got to plug ahead in. I'm not worried. You shouldn't be worried. It's getting hot in here. The truss rod axis is right there. It's almost hard to see because he sort of builds it in, but you can see it right there. There's a little hole. I said the same thing. I'm like, how do you adjust the truss rod on this thing? But it's right there. You see it? Right there. It's a bat cave. It's the bear cave. Dude, I just named his truss rod hole the bear cave. Got a real chime to this guitar, and I part of it I think is because he doesn't have string trees on it. Right, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't have string trees, so you get a lot more resonance up here, and I swear to God, it makes it a little chimier, just a tad. Steve, a local has a DS8 for $570. Yeah, that's a great price for a DS88. Going a little fast here. I'm trying to catch up with trying to read one before it moves. What's up, Brad in Florida? Got a Transformer sticker on there. Now it's a bear claw. It's a bear claw. The official. I like his copper. It's like copper and gold. There you go, there, kid. There you go, hot shot. There's your copper. I'm the only one who plays bass and guitar. I play bass a little bit. Quite frankly, I play it on the keyboard more. Just easier sometimes just to play it on the keyboard and then have the keyboard repeat it. You know, it's so much more consistent. And my son usually has the bass. So the bass is down here right now. I think the bass is, I can sort of see the neck sticking up right there. Yeah, I'm in his bass. So let's chill the body. They're in a splat cam. Splat cam. Bear claw, bare feet. Steve, did you see that CES in January is canceled? I just heard that like yesterday. A guy across the street follows it. He's waiting to CES, and he told me it was canceled. I was like, yeah, there's no way that the NAMM show is happening then. No way. They canceled CES? No way. Have you set up the drum area? Not with drums. Right now I've got like just basically overflow in there. Had a bunch of boxes over there, but I finally got them up to the dump today. Everyone was wearing masks except the dudes from the friggin' worked at the dump. They had a giant sign, you must wear a mask even out, outside of your car. And the only two people not wearing masks were the guys who worked at the dump. And then when I rolled up, I go, hey, did you see the sign? Jesus. Robert Baker, what's up? Oh, yeah, check that out. Check that out, Rob. This is the new Kalapatop Beer Claw. Yeah, play the fence, right? That's a twofer right there. Maybe a threefer. Yes, you can play metal on the telly. Of course, I'd probably want something more like yeah. All right, let me see here. Where's my OG? My OG is this one. That's my normal go-to. Yeah, Sympathy of the Universe, Brad Gillis version. I'd have to have a trem bar and do a lot of trem flex. I love that album. Sorry, Ozzy. Ozzy hates that album. He's on record. He can't stand Speak of the Devil. It's like one of my favorite Ozzy albums. Sorry, Oz, man. The reason why he hates it, the only reason why they put it out was because the record company, Black Sabbath, had come out with a live album, right? And they just wanted to literally have their version of a live album to compete with it in the store shelves to cut into sales. Pacifica says, got my Spark amp this week. Okay, cool, yeah, just messing with it. Love it already. Never thought it could replace my THRX, but this might do it. Yeah, it's pretty good. I really dig some of the clean sounds and some of the blues sounds out of it. Muppets theme? I don't think I know that. Theme songs? And what's the other one? Yeah, Warble Licks with a win, right? Exactly. Too funny. Exactly. Let me think here. Let me think. What do you know for probably goes to the 4. Trying to think. You know, Married with Children is actually a Sinatra song, right? And it's not an easy song. Married with Children was they just appropriate. It was not written for the show, is what I'm saying, right? They just took a Sinatra song and appropriated it. Unlike the Flintstones, where they actually, in Gilligan's Island, where there was an art of like writing, by the time you get to the 90s, they're just, though they wrote a Simpsons theme, It's like I think it's a F. Oh. I forget it. That's it. Oh yeah, welcome back, Carter, right? I used to know that. What is that? God. I ain't going out like that. I guess it's probably under. I'll just go by song title. Let me see what this is. Is that it? No, that's wrong. I can just look at that and say that's wrong. How about this one? That doesn't look right either. Hold on. We're getting there. Yeah, that looks right. Stays on E. Oh, I see what they're saying. Okay. He's saying just to go to make it a ninth chord and back. F sharp minor. To a B dominant 7. Back to E minor. G minor. D major 7. That's an easy one. That's not too bad. All right. Now, where did you guys go? Hold on. Jeez. I lost you here. Let me go to here. I'm trying to get back to the comments again. Give me a sec. Give me a sec. Do. And then here. Let me just go back and back and back. I think so. Oh yeah, there it is. There it is. I'm back. Never mind. Oh, I gotta be careful. You move away from the comments. It's hard to get them back up again. There we go. My softball team was called the Sweat Hogs. Nice. The Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. Oh my God, remember that? Boys, it's been glad to have known ya. Right? And the Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. God, that song. Oh my God, the Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. Jesus. Here's a throwback. Steve, do they sell any more of those mini Les Pauls? I don't think officially, no. I think that that was from the 80s. And there've been some luthier guys that have tried to do it, and Gibson put the kibosh on it. So the only reason why those were around because they came out of Japan. The only place you might find one again would be in Japan. Edwards might make one with a little where the pickup is not the bridge but in the neck. It would be a little speaker. I think you can rip the speaker right out and just throw a pickup in if you want. That's the only way you're going to get one that's not a vintage old 80s one. I think Edwards might make one. 2 years for an amp repair? That sounds a little crazy. That sounds a tad long. What's up, Edwin? See if can I see the finish on that thing? Yeah, we go to Splat Cam. Splat Cam. We don't want my pale leg to throw off the white balance. It's actually looking a little blue. Looks a little blue in this, but I don't know if I have the white balance perfect. Probably use a little more saturation. Let me see here. Properties. Respect my properties. Configure video. Oh, they won't let you. They won't let you touch it. Well, they won't let you touch it. Well, I can change the white balance. That's probably a little bit more. That takes a little bit of the coolness off of it. You know, right there. That's probably a little bit more like what it looks like in Poison. Ben Tom says, what is that? This is a Mojo Chaos by Bear Guitars. Just a little chaos. Just a little chaos. With the flambe neck and, of course, the giant pickback. What kind of finishes on it? He uses different paints. I don't know exactly what they're all one of a kind for the most part. So it's this one. It's like a copper paint. And you can smell it's got like an oil. How do they go money-wise? His most expensive, which is a lot more elaborate than this, is I think $1,500, and I think these are like $1,000, and I think his entry level one is like $650 or $700, something like that. And like I told people, these are art projects, right? These are very artsy guitars. These are really more about the art than the guitar. You're not going to get, these are going to be a little rough. As you can see, it's like these are not, factory made guitars. This is a guy out in his garage, whipping up guitars. But you will have a one of a kind guitar. That is for damn sure. I don't think it was oil paint markers. I think he said he dripped it. I think he said this one was a drip. That's why it's got the run on the back. I think he said it was a drip. Good old dripper. These are made in the UK. In like York pudding chair, out in the middle of the green grass and rolling hills of somewhere in the England. South Gloucestershire wood. I think that's a good question. Is that pounds, sterling, correct? Euros. I think I could have sworn that was in euros, but I could be wrong. Maybe it is British pounds. You know what? I never even really looked. I don't think they're Goto. Are they Goto tuners? That's a good question. You know what? I am losing my freaking eyesight. Yeah, they're Goto tuners. Yeah. Yeah, they're Goto tuners. And he sinks them with this like enormous head. Did you see he uses this like really big head to sink it. And again, it's all art. This dude's like an art dude. Right? He does it to make it look a little different, a little bit more mechanical. And you can see that because he does a bunch of the steampunk stuff. Right? There's a lot of like metal. He'll say, well, maybe I want to put a piece of metal here. Or maybe I want to like mix two different types of wood together. And they're rough. These are not slick made. He doesn't have a CNC machine. The only thing he buys is, I think he buys a big neck blank and then he works it from there. And the headstock, he showed me the blank comes with like a big paddle. So then he cuts the headstock out and he figures everything else out from there. And but it comes with, I think, the truss rod in it, and he buys those pre-made. And then the wood, I think a lot of the wood he uses comes from like just his like area. He was telling me so. It's just for the amount of work he puts into these things, he's probably making like, I was saying that joking earlier that, he probably makes like $10 a freaking hour because he does this one, like a high polish finish. This is obviously not a high polish finish, but he does like a high polish finish, which he was telling me, like, he goes, everyone will use lacquer. There's big fights about like lacquer and, polyurethane and all that. He uses like French polishing, which is, he tells me it's so thin. He goes, you have to put coat after coat and polish and polish and polish. And he goes, it's days and days of work, to do that on one guitar body. So he seems to put the time in, and he's just a genuinely nice guy, which is always good. Oh God, It is good. Mm. Mm. That was a fresh pot. Yeah. We had the Mojo. I mean, it is what it says it is. Right? I mean, you gotta admit, the guitar's got some mojo, right? I mean, of all the other guitars you get, I mean, they're all just so cookie cutter. And when they're not cookie cutter, sometimes it feels like when you get them and they're like roughed up a little bit, it feels like like it's an attempt. You know what I'm saying? It's like it feels a little forced. But these are just from the ground up, just sort of like his. Again, I can't say it enough. Art projects. And I was telling him he's kind of an artist, and the medium is guitars. You know, he just likes to throw them together in different styles, and there you go. Terry says French polishing is very time consuming. Yeah, that's what he was telling me. It sounds like something you pay for a hook, all right? But it's like some yellow. You mean the song Yellow? I don't think I know it. Isn't that in the drop D? Not sure. Steve, have you ever spoken with the THU dudes, the OU spokesman? Right? No, I never have. You would think that, we would have run into each other. In fact, I think they were at NAMM back in January, but I was only there 2 days this year. And, I never made it by. There's a bunch of people I missed this year because I was only there for 2 days. I won't do less than 3 days again, and quite frankly, I should just do 4. You really need it. You get so much content. Just go booth to booth and just crank through. And yeah, it was an opportunity missed. I wish I went by. Well, thanks, Nelson. Much appreciated, man. So much. When will you do a guitar build of your own? I don't know. I wouldn't mind doing something with like Acacia, or I could do something with Bear, but I don't know. I kind of like this. It's like, what do I need? Oh, thanks, Jeff E. Hey, jeez, really appreciate it, guys. Yeah, I don't think I would ever myself make a guitar. I was never really I like fixing guitars, and I like modding them a little bit. I really like fixing them. I'm big into that. But beyond that, I'm not so much into like just building from scratch, or like cutting out my own body, or doing all the finishing work. God, I can't even get the skull guitar finished. It's like what, 6 years in. Oh, thanks, Susie. Rocknut, it's just the more I look at this guitar, the more I want it. I know it has a way of growing. You know, again, when I went to a site, I was like, what I want, and I kept going back to this guitar and saying, I really like this. It's like, right? It's like, I think I'm finding out something I didn't know about myself. I'm like, I think I really like this guitar. It's a friggin' Rorschach test right there. Oh, thanks, Morgan. Oh, thanks, man. Oh, thanks you, man. Much appreciated. Super appreciated. I can hear the guitar coming through. Hold on. Yeah. Guitar Man says, I have made a lot of Warmouth guitars. That seems to be the place to go, right? With the side thing. I see those a lot on Strat Talk. A lot of people seem to really like the Warmouth necks. Probably also because I think they can license the Fender headstock so people can really customize the way they want. Yeah, Warmouth. Susie says, well, I'll admit it's grown on me at first and I didn't care for it much. Instead, I know, right? At first, it's like, what am I looking at here? And then after a while, you're like, you know what? I really got... Am I? We're so different, and yet somehow we're falling in love. Here with maybe a warm clean. Yeah, we did it earlier, but yeah, I know it gets a little monotonous to play the same. Just play the same thing. I have one up here that no, that's a kook one. The guitar has a lot of resonance. You can hear it in the bass, but it's not boomy bass. Do I have another one up here that's not it. That's probably not it either. No. It's Power Spandex. Why am I even clicking on that? That's the same one I just had. Yeah, there's one. This one is one that I use. What's the volume on the amp? Let me turn the volume down. I'll turn the level up. Yeah, it cleaned it up a little bit. Actually, that's a little hot there, hot shot. Still hot. She's coming in hot. There we go. What else do we have? This is like a blues. Again, I'm hearing the. How did we get back there? It's actually got a lot of effects on it. Well, I like my old standby. That's a good one. Hey, Robert Baker's back. It's got a nice bite. I'll see myself out. Wicked hot reviews. I give this one 4 hot shots. I'll have like a shot glass on fire. Had to do a station run, nice. In the near future, please break out the Boss Practice amp. Oh yeah, I should do a video. You know what? Now that I have that killer Zoom recorder, I could just stick that thing like right in front of it, and you would hear what I would. You would hear what I hear. You know, when I play through it, and I think you'd hear what I mean when I move the amp down. Again, it's a little amp. It's a small little practice amp, but tilting it down, it gets rid of that crispy high, and it bounces it off the thing, and it just realigns the frequencies. But quite frankly, it just takes the edge off, and it sounds a lot better. detail. Hockey is back, yeah. Yeah, baseball, we'll see what happens with baseball. They seem to be imploding. Basketball seems to have it right with the bubble. I think hockey's bubbling too, right? In Toronto. And then I think baseball is going to probably portend what's going to happen with football. Besides, people are jumping out of football in a major way, so. What's up, Adam D? So what have you guys been doing? Have a good one, Mike. What have you guys been doing this past week? NFL this year seems like a really bad idea to me. You know, unless they get a control over the players, which they don't seem to have. Yeah, it's probably a bad idea. Hey, what's up, Mark? Long time. Oh, sorry to hear, Electro Omega. You know, it's tough this year. You know, it's a tough year. Shot a bunch of videos this week, so typical week. Yeah, this week was rough. Yankees playing the Red Sox. Red Sox look terrible this year. And they, you know, if you listen to the guys on the radio, I don't drive much anymore, so I don't hear them in the car, but they have a simulcast on TV, and sometimes I'll throw that on in the background. And they, you know, I think they're basically saying the Red Sox look checked out. They look horrible. Ed says he's trying not to die. That's a good plan. I'm with you on that plan. I am with you on that. Yeah, I've been working on a laptop. I don't know if you've ever torn down one of the new ones, but they're you know, it's death by 1,000 paper cuts. They're so intricate, you know. So Bobby had one. It was broken. He brought it here. It definitely has a bad chip in it. I brought it up to the attic. I tore it down. And then he bought a new one. He brought it over. We got that all going. It had a 4K screen on it. My God, was that thing crispy. I just thought I have not been as impressed with the laptop screen. I want to say it was a Lenovo he got. Damn, was that thing nice. And it was a 10th gen, you know, Intel i7. So the thing was just, you know, a rocket. And, of course, NVMe M.2. So, you know, the speed on the hard drive is just so much faster. His old system had a spin drive, you know. So I'm sure it's like, you know, a huge improvement in speed for him, and at least the thing will boot. He kept trying to like upgrade Windows, and he kept getting an error message. He brought it to me. I'm like, dude, you got a hardware problem. I ran a memory check on it, and it was like, yikes, dude, you got problems. So at some point, I have it apart. The bank was fine. So what are you going to do? In order to test it, I just got to buy another RAM chip. I'm not going to put it back together. I'm not going to reseat the RAM and put that thing back together again. The puzzle is too tricky. So what I'll most likely do is just order another RAM chip. I'll get that in. I'll swap it out and just cross my fingers that it's boots. 50% of the RAM is soldered to the motherboard. If that's the RAM that's shot, then I'm screwed. But I ran like three different mem tests. The Windows one, the x86 mem test, and one other mem test. I can't even think of the name of it. But you boot off of a bootable USB and it runs it, and all of them were like fail, 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 fail. Yeah, you get used to the SSD and it seems slow again. You do, but once you get, then you got to go M.2. SSD was such a boost from the spin drive, right, to the SSD drives, but it was still SATA. So there was a limit, but then you go NVMe and it's like, damn. But I know what you're saying, then you get used to that. What's up, Krellbar? My computer boots up in seconds, not minutes now. I did that with my wife's Acer. She had an Acer Spinbook, and it's one of those completely non-serviceable units. But I pulled open the bottom, and the hard drive was right there. Ripped out the sled, threw in a new SSD in it, and I had already transferred, the old, because they were both 1 terabyte. 1 terabyte to 1 terabyte, you can do a complete, swap of the, of the disk, an image per a disk, image swap. And so I imaged it with it, and it went from like taking, I swear to God, almost 2 minutes to boot on that old spinny, because they underpower them to make them not heat up so much, to like 20 seconds. I was like, oh my God. And then there was a whole bunch of bloatware on it that she had never taken off. I went through and got rid of a ton of bloatware. And that really sped it up because you didn't have all these stupid things starting up like you're in Lenovo like system checker. It's like, please. What is it? Oh. So, it makes a huge difference. It totally breathed new life into our laptop. I totally recommend that if you have any, computer skills at all. If you don't, skip it. If you've never torn open a non-serviceable laptop before, one that you have to sometimes pull off rubber feet to get to the screw underneath, and you use a blow dryer to make it so it comes off nice and easy. If you've never done that before, you might want to skip it, because a lot of times when you open it up, like with Bobby's, what brand is that? Asus. More like a shit. It's like it's crap. They make it so you have to, like, there's a video out there, a guy, he does a really good job. He just breaks it down step by step, but when you separate it, unfortunately, the clamshell doesn't come off and leave the keyboard. The keyboard comes off. Then you've got to take out, like, the cooling system and the battery and, like, all this crap. And then you finally get it so that the motherboard can be, like, disassembled after you take off all this stuff, and you flip it over. And there it is. And boop, boop, you switch it out, and then you put it. But who wants to go through all those steps? It's just so non-serviceable. I really hate that. But, you know. See you, Coots. Whether you have to bake a board. I've never done that. You mean throw a whole bunch of flux on there, right? You drown it in flux, and then you use you do the heat. I've never done that. Right? It's almost miraculous how it just pulls right onto this. Right? It goes off the PCB and goes right to the metal. It's pretty amazing. Trust me, still better than Acer right now. You know what? While I'm there, it does have an NVMe and M.2 connector, and so I'm going to pop an SSD in it at the same time, and I'll take the 2 terabyte drive that's in there and I'll make that the data drive, and that should speed it up immensely, right? Assuming it boots. And again, if it doesn't boot and I still have the hardware errors, and it's not the new RAM, then I got to pull everything back out and send it back to Amazon. Talk about Lou Rossman, yeah. That guy, right? He has the... Alienware is the worst to work on. Yeah, I'm sure. You know. Any thoughts on Lenovo? I think that's what he got. He got a Lenovo, and that's what. Who else has a Lenovo? My wife is an Acer, and we had. I think I have an. No, that's a Dell. We had a Lenovo, that from 2012, an old i3. It was okay. The case broke on it. You know, it had a problem with the case. Bobby's new one is a Lenovo. Lenovo is IBM, right? They rebranded. And then, and then his old one was Asus. That's the one that's in the attic, still in pieces. Avoid Acer, yeah. The M.2 drives are a pain in the ass when deploying en masse. Yeah, when the manufacturers hadn't written drivers, right? Well, you know what we didn't have is you didn't have the proper BIOS. You know, it's like you couldn't get a driver. It's like once we had to get what is that UFI, right? They have to get you got to get a BIOS that can just see that and serve it up as like a friggin' drive. You know, it's like there's a drive, and that's why before I like the first thing I do whenever I get a system in, like when I built my buddy Jim, he had a system here, and I put it together for him. The first thing I do is, update the BIOS on the motherboard, because, it fixes stuff. And, you got to get the latest stuff. I can't tell you how many times. And I'll tell you another one that I did when I built my daughter's system. Those MSI boards, they were killer once they booted, but it had such a long post period. The post period was frigging insanely long. And finally, they had a thing that said increased boot time. The post time was cut by like 2/3. Cut way down. And then they did another one. They did it again, even faster still. Because, God, that thing was sitting in post forever. They finally got it going. So that acoustic next to me I don't want to bang it. This is an Epiphone. I think I used it in a couple of, let's see, now I'm banging it. It's too close. I used this in, I want to say, my Christmas song, and then I used it at least in one live show. Those are killer guitars. I don't know that they're still on the market, though. They could be discontinued now. They came out in like, I want to say like the late, 2015, 2016? Yep, UV was stuffing my MDT deployment. Especially, there you go. Yeah, I'm using an Acer right now for a monitor because they're cheap, $90, and they're IPS. What I'd really like to get is a 4K monitor, but you can't get one. Most of them seem to be 27 inches and up, and I want like a 24-inch, right? I don't want a big giant monitor. I want like a 24-inch, something with some decent, PPI, right? Pixels per inch. I don't need my phone quality, but, it's like if I want 4K. So my other monitor is a 2K monitor, and that is noticeably crisper, I will say. It does look pretty damn good. But Bobby's 4K was like, damn. In fact, I meant to send him just like a nice piece. I thought the wallpaper they chose by Lenovo was sort of meh, right? It wasn't very high res. I meant to send him like a high res and say, dude, set this as your wallpaper, but it might be a bit much to ask. Bobby is not very, I don't know if he knows exactly how to do that. Is this mixer connected with your DAW? Yeah, it is. This has got my vocals on it. So if I turn, got my vocals right there. But the guitar goes directly in, and this is connected to my Focusrite over an SPDIF cable. My microphone does not work. I would need a separate preamp to run my microphone because it's a long story, but basically it won't plug directly into the Focusrite. It needs to go through something else. Not that the Focusrite doesn't have a preamp, but it's a balanced in, and this is a dual mono out. And when you have a dual mono out into a balanced in, they cancel each other out and you get no sound. It was maddening to figure it out, and I finally figured it out. I just run through this, and it makes it easy because I can just work the old control here if I have to. So. You can see me come up. Can you a little bit? Yeah, right there. See, a little bit on the check, but not the guitar. This mixer is actually very old. This mixer was made in 1999. I think I bought it in 2000 or, yeah, Christmas 2000. They were blowing them out at EU Wurlitzer. God, there's a name that hasn't been around for a while. They're blowing these out at EU Wurlitzer for, I want to say $4.99, and then they had a couple of open box ones for $3.99, and my wife bought it for me for Christmas. That's why I married her. And I used it for many years using a TDIF card. And then the TDIF card, you know, they never updated the driver, and they didn't have a 64-bit driver. So if I wanted to get out of a 32-bit system, I had to get rid of it and go to a Focusrite, which I love. I love the Focusrite. It's an amazing product, but I can't plug my mic directly. I can plug my guitar directly in, but I can't plug this mic because it's a stereo mono. It's not a stereo, it's a dual mono. Which is made for a camcorder, and they don't want to work with each other. This does not work with USB. I don't even know. USB had just been invented like a year or two earlier. USB 1, when this came out, right? USB 1 came out in like, I want to say like 1998, with the advent of the Pentium 2. Was it? There it is. I just woke up. What's up, Quentin? Black Sabbath's best album is Paranoid. Yeah, you might be right on that. Certainly, yeah, that's probably their Sgt. Pepper, right, is Paranoid. Yeah, although I gotta say, I'm a big fan of Heaven and Hell, and I love the Dio years. Heaven and Hell and Mob Rules. Minute reminder. Wow, Jesus, night's going fast. Get a coffee here. Saved your life. What else do I know from that area? about guitar, just joined? Well, what you're looking at here is a Bear Mojo Chaos. My Bear guitars. He sent me a nice, and he probably does this with every guitar, but it was like this wonderful letter, this big letter about everything about the guitar and what he was thinking about when he made it. These guitars are extremely personal to him. He's just one of those guys who, is, all by hand, and, it's mostly art. The art of the guitar. What's up, Boogie Woogie Creek? I know. I do love this. I do love the Sabbath. That you have, Steve. So do I. I was actually just playing that recently. That one I actually keep in the case up on one of the roll-around racks. I have a couple of steel racks that I use to keep them, nice and off the ground. So even in the case of a catastrophic flood, it's unlikely they would get completely flooded. I don't take them out as much as the ones that are just sitting out. Actually set up a bunch of guitars over here. I don't think I can see, because the focus on that's different. But I set up a little rack here. Bobby saw it for the first time, because, we haven't seen each other because of the pandemic. We wore masks, too, when he came over. We both wore masks the entire time. And he was like, I like this. It's like right here. He goes, I said, yeah, you know what? I had to get him off the floor. And it's like, I worry about the flooding. And I said, why keep putting them on, stands and tripping over them? I'll just get them up on the wall. And so that's what I did. Ever try a Chapman? I had a Chapman here for about 3 or 4 months. I want to say it was the Modern Pro Modern? ML1 Pro? ML1 Pro Modern? It was definitely the Pro series, and it's like a neck through, and it was in like a red, and I think it came in like a charcoal or a red. I think it was called like Sunset or something like that. It was a great little guitar. Yeah, the Chapman reverse headstock, which I'm not the biggest fan of the reverse headstocks, but and yeah, Maleo Pro Modern or Modern ML1 Pro Modern. Yeah, I keep I keep like the Les Paul. I keep all my nice guitars, right? A lot of my nice Strats. I keep up, on those stands, like way up off the ground, just in case. Just in case. Before they were all pretty, I would keep them up like this far off the ground. I would put them on these like plastic floor mounts so that like if it got wet, as long as the water didn't get up above like an inch, which as long as I have a sump pump running, it won't. Now they're like this far off the ground. It's like a, much, much higher off the ground than before. So it's a little insurance that in case things go incredible, we have a series of unfortunate events and things go horribly, horribly wrong here. They'll be okay, I hope. Did you ever get the Charvel SC1 Relic for review? No, I never got one of those. Is that, I think I saw those, the new, SoCal ones, the Relics. I've seen those around recently. Daryl says, I love my Chapman ML1 Pro. I mostly play EB, MM, PRS, and Sir. Sure. Ernie Ball Music Man, yeah. First song I learned was a Sabbath song. Same here. That's probably the first, song not in the Mel Bay book that I learned. And then the second one was I definitely remember playing that in the band very, very early on. I remember my mother saying upstairs, like, there's one song you guys do that has that break with the drums. I'm like, yeah, that's Rock and Roll by Zeppelin, Ma. Jesus. You know how that goes. There was a guy, when I was at UMass, there was a guy who used to advertise guitar lessons, and he would say, take lessons with me. And there's a great picture of, Mel, like, turned to the side, like, looking down, like, at his guitar. And he takes that famous photo, and he sort of cuts it out, and he has him underneath it like this, like, and he's got a lightning bolt from Mel. He goes, I absorbed all of Mel Bay's knowledge. They were very, very clever ads. I hope he got some business from them. Steve, your opinion on Glenn Fricker? Fricker, I hardly even knew her. No, I love Glenny. Glenny, Gleno. I love Glenn. Glenn and I have gone out to lunch several times, and we've been together at a number of events, and you know, I love Glenn. Glenn is, you got to remember, he's not the same guy as he is on camera most of the time. Once in a while he is, but most of the time he's not. He's a big lovable teddy bear, you know. I know the copyright police are coming, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Happy birthday to Glenn Fricker. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. And scene. Glenn seems like a nice guy in person. He is. No, Glenny's a good guy. I love Glenn. We go out for, I think, was it last year? The year before that, maybe even the year before that, Glenn, we went out to, got some Mexi food. And then I think I went with Agu Fish and C. Colin from CS Guitars. We went last year. To the same place off campus, right? You leave, so you don't have to wait in a ridiculously long line. You leave the NAMM show, walk down just a block, and you know there's open tables everywhere, and pretty decent food too. It's so funny as we were walking in the parking lot, who walks up with the guys from Isotope? They're like, "Yay!" They're like, "Yeah, we're going here too." Exactly. He's Canadian. How mean can he be? Need to take a nap, stay up for Robert Baker. Yeah, I have a fresh pot of coffee, so I should be good. Fresh pot. All right, let's wrap up. We're in the final few little bit here. We'll start wrapping this puppy up. The bear. Mojo. Chaos. You can see the chaos. Look at that chaos. Can you tame the beast? Sure. Don't forget the flambe neck. I could have sworn he said all his necks are flame, but don't quote me on that. And don't forget the pick guard. Don't forget the pick guard. Jesus, they write themselves, for Christ's sakes. Bye from Shropshire. Shropshire. God, say that 10 times fast. UK. That's not a real place. It sounds like Yorkshire Puddinville. The nice guy I'd like to meet is Pete Thorne. Very, very mean guy. Very, very... I can't even say that with a straight face because he's not. He's like, this is the nicest guy ever. Which is why it's a joke to say he's mean. Very, very, very mean. What's up, metalhead? Thanks for the time tonight, Steve. The Bear That's not the Mojito, it's the Mojo. My iota. It's a winner, as always. Wicked pisser to hang with you. See, I like how you use that. That was the correct use of both wicked and pisser. That's appreciated. That's a pick for Giants. What is that? What is that? A pick for Giants? Aljon Go. Hey, you. What's up, buddy? I screwed it up. Oh, thanks, Pacifica. You said, congrats on 70,000. Nice to hear from you this week. Go Jets. I don't know about that. You lost me at the Jets part. Exactly. You can't unsee it now. Look at that thing. Look at that thing. It's the Mojo with the Mojo. All right, dudes. It's 9 o'clock. He's playing Les Paul. Nice. They'll play the whole riff. I know. Damn. I gotta play it just slightly wrong. Not because I can't play it, but you know. All right. Well, it is that time, and it is 9 p.m. and I'm sure my family would like to get out of lockdown on the second and third floors, so I will let them out of their jail cells. Self-imposed, of course. Super thanks to everyone who hung out tonight. Extra super special thanks to anyone who contributed. And as always, big props to my mods. It's appreciated. And I'll see you guys in a week. And until then, there's one last look at the Mojo. The Mojo with the Mojo. Oh, it's got Mojo. All right, dudes, awesome. Thanks to everyone for so much for hanging out. We'll see you next week. Until then, no, you rock. Hot shot. We're gonna have to merge all the everything one to the one giant catchphrase song, right? The catchphrase song. All right, dudes. We'll see you in a week. And until then, rock on. Later.